Well, I need to pick me up, not gonna lie. So I entrusted our alpha patron Gail to try and cheer my blues up. I have no doubt that some soul music would do that. So let's go. Hi guys, welcome to Lee Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. And we are back with Billy Paul off the album 360 Degrees of Billy Paul. We're going to be listening to Me and Mrs. Jones, which is a huge soul single from 1972. It was written by a few people, but it was originally recorded by Billy Paul. I believe the writers were Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, and Carrie Gilbert, and then recorded by Billy Paul. It describes an extramarital affair between a man and his lover, Mrs. Jones. So, hey, let's see what happens. The soul music we've done on the channel, I mean, it's kind of hard to list them all because it's all been different artists and such, but we've definitely done a decent amount, and it's one of my favorites, man, especially the Motown stuff. Like, it's like chicken noodle soup for the soul sometimes, I'm not going to lie, and I need a bowl. So if you don't mind, leave a like, comment, subscribe, anything like that. It really helps. We also have Patreon in the description if you want to get a video just like this. Join the $30 tier up, you get 1 to 2 free requests a month. There you go. All right, here we go. Billy Paul, Me and Mrs. Jones, 3, 2, 1, go. And thank you, Gail. I appreciate you.
Me and Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on. We both know that it's wrong, but it's much too strong to let it go now.
Piano.
We meet every day at the same cafe, 6:30, and no one knows she'll be there. Holding hands, making all kinds of plans, while the jukebox plays a favorite song. Me and Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones.
Oh, come on.
We got a thing going on.
That is smooth, bro.
We both know
Strings
that
are
it's
perfect.
wrong,
That's great.
but it's much too strong to let it go.
What a
now.
voice he has.
We gotta be extra careful that
drummer just
don't
staying in the pocket,
build
man. I love
our
it.
hopes up too high, 'cause she's got her own obligations, and so do I. Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones.
Oh, whoa.
We got a thing going on.
This is absolutely gorgeous. Like, what the fuck? Come on. That's
We
crazy.
both know that it's wrong,
I see why it has so many views.
but it's much too strong to let it go now.
Cheating has never sounded so pretty. That's funny.
Well, it's time for us to believe. It hurts so much inside. Now she'll go her way and I'll go mine. Tomorrow we'll meet the same place, the same time.
incredible.
Mrs. Jones.
Like, what? The control is just insane.
Thing going on.
Just like the restraint and the release.
We gotta be extra careful. We can't afford to build our hopes up too high. I wanna meet and talk with you at the same place, the same cafe, the same time.
They're just talking?
And we're gonna hold hands like we used to. We're gonna talk it over, talk it over. We know, they know, and you know and I know that it was wrong. But our thing is strong. We gotta let them know now that we got a thing going on, a thing going on.
Damn. I wish you kept going. That was excellent, man. That is soul squared. You know what I'm saying? Like, from every dimension and angle, and then you kind of add that orchestration in there as well, man. Like the sweeping nature of the strings, and a little sax part too. I mean, like, they had a little bit of everything in there. And then on top of that, just stellar vocal work from Mr. Billy Paul. I have to look at the personnel list to see who did what and such, but I mean, like, that was just incredible. I listened to another album before this, Tea for the Tillerman by Cat Stevens, and it wasn't exactly like this, but just the way the strings were in this, it was kind of similar. It's interesting. Michael Bublé did a version of this too, apparently, so that's interesting. So it was Billy Paul on lead and backing vocals. There's a lot of people on guitar. Holy shit. Lenny Pakula on the organ, Larry Washington on the congas, Don Ronaldo on horns and strings, Earl Young and Norman Farrington on drums, Anthony Jackson, Ron Baker on bass, Vincent Montana on the vibraphone, Eddie Green. Honestly, the vibraphone throughout was a very great like sound in the mix underneath everything, especially in the beginning sections. Eddie Green and Leon Huff on piano. Okay. Bobby Eli, Bunny Sigler, David Bay, Norman Harris, Roland Chambers on guitar. And that is it. It's produced by Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff, who I think that was the original writers for the song too. Yeah. It was arranged by Bobby Martin, Lenny Pakula, and Norman Harris. He was associated with Philly Soul. Okay. So I'm guessing, was this... oh, yeah, he's from... the studio is in Philly. Okay. Interesting. So that's like the Philadelphia Soul. Interesting. I think we've done a song or two from this area, because that style that he's using here, I've heard, I think, one or two songs like it. And it's definitely different, you know, like Detroit has its own thing. Chicago had its own thing. And like, I'm not as well versed in that stuff as like I am with like the rock and roll things, because we haven't done, you know, as much. So I'm not going to like really speak on things I don't know as much about, you know. But I know that this music just like elicits emotion like nothing else. It definitely paints images in your head that are so vivid that it's kind of crazy. Like, you definitely got that image of two people meeting in a cafe at 6:30 in the morning. You know, at least I interpreted it at 6:30 in the morning, and then they go their separate ways. But he doesn't, you know, want her to leave. You know what I'm saying? But it's an extramarital affair, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, cheating has never sounded so pretty, because that was a gorgeous song, but the topic is obviously a little questionable. I mean, depending on what, you know, your worldview is, I guess. Everyone's different, you know. I would consider that probably a no-no in my book, but, you know, that's just me, I guess. But still, I mean, what a beautiful song. His voice is just silky smooth, man, but that power, when he turns it on, definitely got them jets he could turn on it. It just sounds great, dude. But honestly, this... I don't know, the horns, the strings, everything that they used throughout this song, as well as the little bit of guitar that I heard and percussion but that's the strings are what really did it for me. I'm not going to lie. That it painted all kinds of stuff, like I said, with a very broad stroke in my mind, and I thought that was it was an excellent touch. Beautiful song. Thank you, Gail. I definitely needed a nice pick-me-up, and that was... yeah, just what I needed. Just to get out of my head for a few minutes, you know, definitely dealing with a lot on my end, as you guys know, so it's, I don't know, man. I don't know. Music really does help, you know. when I kind of prepared myself for it anyway, you know, the loss, but it's I don't know. It's hard to put into words, but I'm glad to have it. You know, I have you guys, and I've got my family and such, and you know. But I've realized that, you know, other than that, like I basically have lost touch with all my friends and everybody, and I basically, my friends are you guys, and I've been pretty distant lately just because I've been dealing with a lot, and I apologize for that. You know, I shouldn't be doing, you know, that, but it's been a lot to handle, and I feel like whenever I get on to the, you know, the Discord or whatever, it's just I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but I do plan on trying to come back and be more present and such. It's just been a real rough month or two. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a test of wills. I'm not gonna, it really has, and I'm gonna keep pushing through it. You know, it's been hard, and it's okay because life's hard, and just gotta suck it up. So we'll deal with it, right? So, like I said, thank you so much, Gail. I'm definitely gonna look for more Billy Paul. If you guys have any other tracks by him you think I'd like, definitely leave it down below. Favorite part of that, his voice, the lyrics, even though they're, you know, like I said, a little different, a little you know, risque, shall we say, but I'd say the lyrics, his voice, the strings, and the arrangement in general was just excellent. It was a very excellent song. I see why it's got millions and millions of views and probably tons and tons of fans, and I'm brand new to him, so sorry if I made any mistakes, and like I said, any other tracks, leave it down below. Thanks for watching. See ya later.